Well, these are stunning jailhouse conversations between Casey Anthony and her parents, who were watched by jurors in the Casey Anthony murder trial. Could they tear apart new defense claims that Kaylee accidentally drowned her in her grandparents' pool?
She's not gonna hurt Kaylee, is she? Oh, told you in my gut. I know she's still okay. I can feel it, Mom. I know she's still okay. We're gonna get our little girl back.
Let's bring in our legal panel. Rachel Self, a trial attorney, Tad Nelson, a former prosecutor. Tad, in all your years, have you ever seen a defendant that lies as much as this one? And I'm not being unfair here, because even if you accept the defense version of events, they've got to admit she's a prolific liar.
Oh, it's amazing. There has never in the history of the world been a liar like this girl. She started lying from day one. She started off with her family. She went through the family. She went through her friends. She went to law enforcement. I mean, she has lied to everybody. I wouldn't be surprised if she's lied to her defense attorney. Yeah, she's dug herself a hole, Greg.
But you know what, Rachel? I could just hear the closing argument. My client is a liar. She's pathological, but that doesn't make her a killer. That's going to be the closing argument, isn't it, Rachel?
Well, it's all he has to go on, Greg. I mean, this case is such a mess, and we all knew that it was going to be an uphill battle from the beginning. But with these videotapes that come in, these jailhouse videotapes, and I just can't believe that a motion in limine wasn't done to keep them out back in December by the deadline to get them done. And it's easy to Monday morning quarterback and wonder what the defense attorney was thinking in trying to keep them out, because they're so damaging.
Because maybe he doesn't know any better, because he hadn't been a lawyer in a big case for very long.
Well, but he's surrounded himself with some really strong attorneys here, and I mean that doesn't necessarily mean he's not able to do this work.
I'm skeptical of that.
You got to learn. Well, you got to learn somewhere, but that is damaging. These videotapes coming in just rip the whole thing apart. And Casey Anthony, as I've been saying from the beginning, has been her own worst enemy in this case, and I just don't know. I think. And it's crazy to even think it, but I think she's going to have to testify in this case.
Oh, absolutely.
Because Attorney Baez wrote all these
Tad,
checks
you're
in his
shaking her
opening
head,
statement.
but look, how else does the defense present the argument of A, sex abuse, and B, the accidental drowning? The only one who could testify to that is the defendant.
Well, you're right, but the scariest thing is, you know, if she gets on the stand and lies, nobody that's heard anything believes one word this woman has said.
Maybe she's a great actress when she takes the stand, Tad.
Well, she better be Julia Roberts.
She's not a good actress.
She's horrible. Here's what's going to happen, Greg. She's going to get on that stand. She's going to go through some other nonsense. Now we'll have a new stream of lies about all the sexual assault in the family, the drowning of the child, a bunch of more nonsense. When the jury hears that, and the judge hears that, you're going to have no choice but to give her the death penalty.
All right.
That's what's so scary about her testifying.
You know, I want to play a piece of tape from a jailhouse conversation, because now, you know, we learned the first day of opening statements, the defense drops this big bombshell, Kaylee died accidentally in the pool. Well, that subject was actually brought up while they were still searching for Kaylee. Take a look at the jailhouse conversation involving the accused.
Well, someone just said that Kaylee was dead this morning, that she drowned in the pool. That's the newest story out there. Surprise, surprise.
Oh, my goodness. Exhibit A, Tad, that ruins her claim of accidental drowning.
It's almost like Baez hadn't seen or heard that. It's scary.
I know.
I mean, what's he doing? Cheney Mason is one of the best lawyers in the country, and they're going to say drowning, and then they laughed about it?
Yeah, and you know, the other thing,
at least if it really happened.
Rachel, the other thing that, you know, I mean, the jurors, you get the feeling, if, you know, the emails that we get and all the blogs and so forth, where everybody kind of hates the defendant for the kind of person she is.
Hates him.
I mean, she's out partying for 31 days while her daughter is either missing or dead. You're going to have to put an expert on the witness stand about behavior, right?
Well, yes, you're going to have to do that. But I think that what the jury and what everybody wants to hear from this case, because it's like a train wreck and everyone wants to watch it happen, they're going to want to hear from Casey Anthony in this case. And it's very, very scary as a defense lawyer to imagine that. But the problem here is that Attorney Baez, in his opening statement, wrote so many checks that only Casey Anthony can cash.
I know.
And through her testimony.
All right.
And it's major. But at this point, what can you do?
Gotta leave it
hope
at that. I'm up against a hard break, but the case goes on. It's fascinating. Rachel Self, Tad Nelson, good to see you both.
Thanks, Greg.
Good to see you.
And we'll be
Thank
right
you
back
so much.
with more.